Hey everyone, it's Denise Brown from caringourway.com and welcome to a soul break. We take a break every month so that we can nourish our soul, knowing that sometimes during our day, our soul takes a hit. We might have to endure some things that we think, I'm tired of enduring this. So what we do when we gather for a soul break is to take a break from enduring. So today, we're going to take a break from fitting. I was inspired by a conversation yesterday that's recorded and available on our YouTube channel with two disability advocates. And what had occurred to me is we're talking about unbelonging, not fitting. So I thought it would be nice to take a break from feeling like we don't fit. So that's what today's soul break is about. And I think we can look back in our life and think, I used to fit. And it's not just about where we fit or with whom we fit. Sometimes it's our clothes. We think they used to fit. So it can feel like we have lost our fit. We may not feel like we fit in conversations or situations or during get-togethers. And I have felt sometimes that I don't fit within my family system with my siblings during get-togethers. And that's hard. I'm sure you can relate to a different way of feeling like you don't fit during get-togethers. And then we get discouraged when we no longer fit in our clothes. So these experiences of not fitting can sometimes feel like they swirl around us. We can't get a break from them. So today, we're going to find a new fit for you. As I do every time we gather for a soul break, I'm going to ask you 3 questions. And you know the answer to these 3 questions because these are questions about you. Okay, here we go. I love this photo because of the freshness of the fruit, but here's why I use this photo. It's about a question for you to think about, which is, what have you outgrown? And I like this question because sometimes we feel like it's us that doesn't fit. And perhaps it's just them or that we've outgrown. It's not about what's wrong with us because there's not a fit. It's just because we've grown into something else. And I like this image because it looks like this cup was full and then it toppled over from the fullness and spread out to make room. Where can you spread in your life to make room for something else, knowing that perhaps you've simply outgrown what was? Okay, so what have you outgrown? Something for you to think about. If you're jotting down notes, you can look at these notes as like a draft, your initial thoughts, and then you can reflect later to see, this got me thinking, and now I'm going to think a little more deeply about my answer. Okay, so what have you outgrown? And this idea that we can kind of find a new place to be. So this cup no longer served us, so we're going to look somewhere else. And so my question to you related to this image is, where do you bloom? And again, you know the answer to this. I'll just give you a couple suggestions. You might bloom when you're cooking. You might bloom when you're gardening. You might bloom when you're reading. You might bloom when you're watching a really interesting documentary. You might bloom when you watch a particular YouTube channel. You might bloom when you spend some time with your pets. Maybe you feel like you bloom when you are putting together a calendar, a schedule, plans, strategies. You might bloom when you connect with a few different individuals because of the conversation that you have. You might bloom in a support group, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a support group around family caregiving. It could be a different type of support group, or it could be a monthly meeting that you attend that is about a topic of particular interest to you. Perhaps you carve out some time to attend a book club discussion at your local library. Where do you bloom? And I love this image because, wow, we can look at the blooms and then keep them in our basket. We can fill this basket, we can fill our day, our life with new blooms. We can be open to the idea that, you know what? I don't fit there because I bloom here. And this is where I want to spend some time. Where do you bloom? And if you have felt like, wow, my days are so difficult and so long and so challenging, I'm just not sure if I really bloom or if I connect anywhere that I bloom, then maybe it's about thinking about where you want to bloom and then creating that. Okay, so our first question was, what have you outgrown? It also could be, who have you outgrown? The second question is, where do you bloom? And if you're unsure if that's present in your life, it's where do you want to bloom? So opening up possibilities for blooming. And then here's our third question. Where can your wisdom shine? So you have insights. And where can those insights really find their sun rays? It could be that it's social media posts that you share, and it doesn't have to be necessarily your wisdom. It could be that you are inspired by some really great quotes, and so you share the quotes, and then you add your wisdom, and that's you shining. It could be that you shine with your wisdom when you are interacting with your caree because you understand what's required. It could be that your wisdom shines when you interact with healthcare professionals or when you help a friend who's going through a difficult time. You shine, you shine. And this question is just about being aware of those moments when you shine because you have this wisdom. And the wisdom is so important and critical and valuable that it just glows. And that's the light. Where can your wisdom shine? So our three questions were, what have you outgrown? Where do you bloom? Where can your wisdom shine? Those three questions are about your new fit. And then we always include a little time for really connecting to our belief statements. And these belief statements for this particular soul break are around belonging. And it's helpful for us to use these belief statements to comfort us when we are feeling like we unbelong. And our belief statements can help us remember we belong. And a belief statement can be as simple as, I belong. I probably have shared this many times, but I always just love this wisdom that a family caregiver shared with me many years ago. It was actually wisdom from his caree, his wife. And her guidance was arrive everywhere loved. Arrive everywhere loved. Sometimes we feel like we have to chase the love, earn the love, that we have to, in some regard, really like convince people we are lovable. You are loved. You already have it. And it's a helpful insight when you arrive into your day. I am loved. It's helpful when you arrive into a difficult situation. I am loved. Because I am loved, I can focus on this. I can look to create this. I can communicate this. So your belief statement could be, I believe I arrive everywhere loved. And that's a statement of belonging. I believe I arrive everywhere loved. We can get a little more specific with our belief statements and look at different categories in our life. And I look to the holidays one because sometimes that's where I really felt like, wow, I don't belong here. I just am not connecting with my siblings during this holiday. And I feel I must show up in this holiday. So a belief statement could be, I belong here and I can belong in another space to continue to celebrate the holiday. And that's helpful for me because it feels like the only way to celebrate the holidays with my family. And sometimes I just feel a little different from them. So if I allow myself this insight that, okay, I belong in this holiday celebration and I'll belong in a different holiday celebration I can create for myself. So the holidays don't begin and end in a place where I feel like I'm not sure I belong here. They just start at this place and they continue and end during the celebration I create for myself where I belong. For dreams, it could be, I believe dreams belong with me regardless of how challenging life can feel. I believe I deserve to keep my dreams, no matter how hard life might feel for me. I believe that I must continue to believe in my dreams because I deserve my dreams to come true. When it comes to courage, it could be, I believe in my courage to find a better fit. Now, you might be wondering, how are we going to talk about fit with our clothes? And it could be a belief statement that sounds like, I believe it's important I wear what fits right now. And when I have a better fit, I'll have different clothes. I know I've talked about this before, but again, it's one of those insights that I just think is so powerful. So you might remember years ago, there was a TV show on TLC, and it was two co-hosts, Stacy and Clinton, and they worked with an individual every episode, and it was helping them feel better in their clothes. And oftentimes it was someone who was struggling with the current fit and really judging that fit. I shouldn't be wearing that size. I look terrible in that size. I can't believe I'm that size. They would always say, let go of the size. Step into what fits right now. And then they would really help this individual find the right fit. It wasn't about the size or losing weight to fit into a certain number, a certain size. It was, what's the right fit right now for my clothes? And then really accept that it's important to dress for right now so that we feel good and we feel comfortable in the clothes that fit right now. It's not about the size, but it's about the fit. We deserve to look good with the right fit, no matter our size. The size doesn't matter. It's about finding the fit in clothes that feel good and comfortable. Because I know from experience, squeezing into a size that's not the right fit is not a good day. I don't feel good. I don't feel comfortable. I feel much better when I'm just like, okay, this is the fit, and this is the fit right now. And I like the two words right now, because we're giving ourselves permission for our fit to change when it's possible for our fit to change. Okay, so those are some ideas about belief statements you could create about different categories that might be particular or specific to your life. And you can pick. You could pick two of these categories and create belief statements. And again, it's around fitting and belonging and really creating what become mantras to comfort you when you are starting to wonder, do I fit here? Well, my belief statement is I have the courage to change the fit. And if I'm not sure I fit here, I'm going to decide to pursue a different fit. Okay, so here's my last question to you. And I wrote down this question, and I'm going to talk it out loud with you to see if it's the right question to ask with this image. Actually, you know what? I thought of a better question, and it's really, what's my better fit? And I like this image because there's room to move around. So some containers seem to be full, and other containers have space. And I think that's so nice to remember. There's space for us in other relationships, other places, other ways we celebrate, going back to the holidays, for instance. So, what's the better fit for you? Knowing that there's space, there's a place for you. And I love all the colors in this image. The dark blues, the reds, the yellows, the greens, and they look great. And it's just a reminder that when we find our right fit, we'll find the spot where we look great too. We can find a better fit if what we have right now doesn't fit. Because we have wisdom and insights that will help us find the better fit. There's room. And I think in a caregiving experience, we can feel so closed in that it feels like there's just not space. Calendars doesn't have space, our day doesn't have time. And I want you to think out of that box to know that there's space for you. There's space for you for a better fit. Okay, that was today's soul break. Just a reminder, if you ever want to join me live, we meet on the third Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, and you can register to join me on caringourway.com. And then I post the archives for our soul break on our YouTube channel and in our community, caringourway.com. And I'd love for you to join us in our community. We have different events that you can join. We have special activities, and it's nice to connect to a community that cares, and that's us. Okay, thanks so much for being here with me. Keep me posted on your better fit. Thanks for all you do. Bye-bye.